Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a very exciting one, mostly for me, but hopefully for you as well, because I finally get to do a makeup tutorial using the Desixkaty Dose of Colors collection. I have been waiting for so long to use this collection, you guys have no idea. I've been constantly filming and thinking, oh, if only I had the perfect nude lipstick that would go with this, but I couldn't use ours. The highlights or just everything in general, I've been dying to use it on camera, and I'm so happy that today is finally here where I will be doing a tutorial using our products, our babies. Oh, I'm so happy, I can't stop smiling. I hope you guys enjoy this video. This was kind of requested, this eye makeup look. This is what I wore in our swatching video and our collection reveal video, and all of you guys wanted to see a tutorial. I have TURBOSAN on the lid, Sauvage on the lips, and of course I'm bathed in our highlight. And I also read the comments and saw you guys wanted to see the nude lipsticks on my skin tone since the swatches in the video were on Katie. So I will swatch both nude lipsticks at the end of the video, and you'll get to see this whole look with a nude lipstick as well. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I'm going in to the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, and I'm gonna be taking the color Sauce, which is this one right over here. I've been using this a lot as a transition shade lately, and I'll be using a MAC 224, and I'm going to apply it right in my upper crease. I kind of lift my eye up, because you know how sometimes when our lids are down like this, you see that, you can't really get the right shape, but when you go like that, there she is. I only do it when I have the transition shade, because after that I feel like I get the exact guide. And then you just want to build up the color here. I'm actually also going to be blending this in the outer part of the eye as well. I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've been here filming an actual makeup tutorial on myself. Basically, I've been pre-filming with Katie for the launch. Then I filmed a video with Kim, which will be up soon. And all of which I have not been doing my makeup on camera. It's always like either I did her makeup or I did makeup before filming. A transition shade for me is always pretty standard in all my looks. It just makes everything so much easier to do. So to diffuse it out in this outer corner here. Next, I'm going into the shade In Fuego. It's a really pretty plum color. I'm just gonna use the same brush, MAC 224. So when you do smoky eyes, you always wanna start with the lightest shade and then slowly build on the lightest shade to darker and darker, and then the darkest you wanna apply last, because that's what's gonna give you that really pretty gradient. I think I need to get a smaller brush to really pack the pigment. I'll be using a Smith 230. See how that now targets the area a lot more. Just putting the same plum shade right here on the outer V of the eye as well. Probably extend this a little bit. I'm gonna go into Ashes. This is more of a cool tone, deep, deep plum. I start with this in the outer corner of the eye because that's where I know I want everything to be the darkest. And then I bring it onto the outer corner and just circular motions out here. Boom. Whatever's left over on my brush after I've applied all the pigment, I start to feather it out this way. And it doesn't have to be perfect because once we clean it all up with concealer, it's gonna look sharp. I wanna actually deepen it up slightly even more than that shade was giving me, the ash one. I'm gonna go into the Dose of Colors Baked Browns and take this deep dark brown. I shall be using a 235 by Smith Cosmetics because it has a nice fine point. Just taking the outer corner and smoking it out, whatever's left on my brush. Going into my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, I'm taking this Urban Decay flat concealer brush, and we're going to catch the crease. So I just lay it down and swipe down. I would go slow with this process because you don't want to mess up everything you've done. It's gonna give you that cut crease effect without actually having to do the cut crease work. Now you see the difference? This lid, this lid. And when you get to these edges over here, when it gets more dark into the shadows, just feather it into what you've done, and then we could blend shadow on top of it over here. I'm just taking a brush and feathering out those edges. And if you want to pick it up with a little bit of the transition color that we used in the crease, you could do that to feather it out. I'm so happy to be filming again, you guys. I think it's nice sometimes to kind of pull back and refocus, and I'm so like inspired now and just ready for Halloween. I'm ready to film. Okay, that's good for now because we're about to put the lid color on. The star of the show. Here's the palette, so pretty. This is TURBOSAN. We wanted to make sure that the base was super pigmented along with having a crap load of reflex. We wanted it to just be so sparkly. We had a really, really strong vision for TURBOSAN and it just came out perfect. I'm gonna apply this with my finger because it has so much reflex. It just applies better that way and it glides on a lot nicer. Swirling my finger into it, and I kind of like hit it with a pat and then a swipe. And then to get into that fine detail work closer to the cut crease, I'm gonna use a flat concealer brush. Oh yeah, So we have two standard formulas in the palette that you don't need to use water or anything. They look great as is. And then we have two wet formula eyeshadows in the palette. And when you buy the palette, it gives you a little guide. When you use the wet formulas, you just need a little bit of water on your finger and then you tap it into the palette. And TURBOSAN is one of the formulas that does not need to be applied wet. It's just good as is. I want to really deepen up the outer V. I'm going back into that dark brown shade and a small little MAC 228. Start packing it on the very outer V of the eye. I want to make that nice and smoky. Taking a makeup wipe, I'm just going to dust off any eyeshadow and also clean up this edge. I'm going to go ahead and apply mascara. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. I'm just going to put some of this on before the lashes. I'm gonna use my good old trusty Iconics. These are the original Iconics. And I'm using the Velour Lashes Lash Applicator, which is so good. It like has the right angles to put on the lash. But now we have our lashes on. Oof. Let's finish the rest of the face makeup and then we'll finish the eyes. We're gonna apply our foundation. I've been using the Dior Forever Skin lately. This is in the shade 041. Applying this with my Beauty Blender. This covers everything. For concealer, I'm gonna be mixing Tan from ColourPop with Medium from ColourPop. I've been wearing them recently. This one's a little bit darker and I put it on first because I feel like it kind of hides like any tiredness because it has a lot of peach undertones. And then I mix it with a little bit of the Medium to brighten it up. Blend that in with my Beauty Blender. I always get so excited to try either foundations or concealers or highlighters. I think for sure face products are my favorite thing to test out when I get any packages from brands. Actually, I think I'm gonna put a little bit of the tan over here too because I do have some pigmentation in this area. Needs extra coverage. Excellent, excellent. I'm also gonna use that light shade just right down the center of the nose. And a little here. And here, and on the chin. So these are just highlight areas, so I'm just using the lighter shade. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eyes with Laura Mercier translucent powder and along the sides of the nose to thin out the nose. Doing a full face of makeup today. And I'm just gonna go ahead and dust it all off with a clean brush. So to set my face makeup, I'll be using the Charlotte Tilbury powder. This is in 2 medium. I'm kind of just gonna push it into anywhere I get oily and the center of my forehead, but I'm not gonna put anywhere I put highlight. Lightly where I'm gonna contour though, yeah. I love to use this Japanese brush for bronzer. It's just a large, fluffy, dome-shaped brush. And today I'm gonna be using this bronzer right here. This is the Guerlain in the shade 05. This is a slightly warmer, deeper bronzer than HOOLA bronzer, and that's why I'm using it because I want a little bit more of a warm toned glow. Shoot, I usually put my highlight on first. You know what, let me do that. Kind of played myself here. So we're gonna do the highlight first, and that's something I'm really, really excited about. Look, I have my 2 samples here. So these are our 2 highlighters that we have, Fuego and Mírame. Fuego is a lighter highlight of the 2. Mírame is a little bit more of a deeper highlight. I use Mírame, but I also can pull off Fuego even though it is lighter. This one doesn't have a higher glow than this one. They both glow crazy, like super beamin'. I would say this one's good for fair to medium, and then this one, which is Mírame, is good for medium to deep. First, I'm gonna apply Mírame. I'm taking that on a fan brush. And I'm gonna start lightly applying it. I mean, hello. And taking it up like a C shape over here. Look at that, boom. What I really love about these highlights is there's no big chunky glitter. I like something that looks more of a sheen, very, very wet, very dewy, a natural glow. I mean, obviously it's not natural because this shit is out of control, but I like to take a brush and kind of blend the edges just to make sure everything's nice and seamless.
Jesus.
Am I going too far? Just tell me.
No, it's really crazy. Like, it looks natural, but it's so powerful at the same time.
Look at that. Then I'm gonna go ahead and use Fuego, which is the lighter of the two, on the tip of the nose, down the center, on the Cupid's bow. All right, and since we're here, might as well put a little bit of this in my inner corner. I actually ended up putting some of my collarbones in my shoulders as well. And a lot of people ask me how I get my body to glow. I do different things all the time, but in the pictures from the launch party, I put Nivea all over my body and then down the center of my legs, shoulders, all the centers where light hits, I took our highlight and I just, like everywhere. Going back into the bronzer that we started off with before we realized it was a mistake to do bronzer before my highlight. I'm gonna go ahead and finish bronzing the skin. Go ahead and hug the highlight here. Get into that hairline. I like to shorten the forehead with a little bronzer here. For blush, I'm gonna be using Maybelline Fit Me blush in Coral Coral. Is it actually called Coral Coral or does it just say Coral twice? That's all I need to know. I'll take that on another Japanese brush. Bring a little life into our look here. I'm gonna use Hoola Bronzer by Benefit to contour the nose. I'm just using a Smith 235 blending brush because it does have that nice fine little tip. And then when I do my nose contour, I also will lightly blend it up into the inner brow because I like there to be a nice smooth shadow there as well because naturally you would have a shadow there. The finishing touch to this look is gonna be the lower lash line, and that is pretty easy. So just going into the transition shade, I'm gonna smoke out the lower lash line with that first. Maybe take a fluffier brush. This is my favorite. It's the Dose of Color pencil brush. And it's gonna look red and crazy. You will hardly be able to see the red after. I keep telling my brother and everybody, like, I can't believe this is all happening. Everything is happening so quickly and so fast. It's like your wedding day when everything just goes by really fast. You've been planning forever and then the day comes and it's like, whoop. Just spending time with my family and them being here for everything was so nice. We have this picture of all of us asleep on the bed. Like we all fell asleep on my mom's guest bed together. It was just the cutest picture ever. I love it so much. Dipping into the Fuego color, that purpley color, because I want to make it a little bit more plummy under here. When I do the lower lash line, I always have a big fluffy blending brush nearby so I could diffuse the edges as I go so it doesn't get too out of control. Okay, now we're taking the darkest color, which is the brown from the Baked Browns. You want to pat it so you get no fallout. I'm gonna blend out the connection here between these two. So I'm just using ROACH Urban Decay pencil. This is like a brown pencil, but it really brings out purple tones. For my lower mascara, I like the MAC Extended Play. This has been really nice because it has that really tiny little wand. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that to my lower lashes real quick. Honestly, I need to do this off camera because I'm gonna cover my face with the mirror anyways. All right, so this is the face makeup. Everything's done except the lips. So I always line my lips with Oak Liner by MAC, especially when I do nudes. And we're gonna start with No Shade. It's the lighter of the two nudes. I would wear this more with a darker lip liner and blend it into the nude if I wanted a super, super nude lip. Now it's time for more Creamer Please. This nude is everything to me. This one has more of a brownie peachy undertone opposed to a pinky undertone. This is our baby. I'm so happy that we created this lipstick. Obviously, I love a nude lipstick, but I think I really want to also put on Sauvage for you guys and use that as my finished look lip color because I want to be bold. So I just lined my lips with MAC Night Moth lip liner, and now I'm going to put on Sauvage. Not Savage, Sauvage. It's super dark, rich, creamy, luxurious, velvety. I love this color so, so much. Give it to me. Alright guys, so that is it for this tutorial. It's so exciting to finally be doing a makeup video with these products. Thank you guys, of course, for all the support, the tweets, just with everything. Katie and I are so happy, and we can't really express that enough. I cannot wait till this collection launches on the 14th. Can't wait for it to get out to you guys, and I really hope you guys love the collection as much as we do, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Deep in my plums. Look at it, look at it. That shit looks lit. I swear I am a professional at putting things down and then losing them 5 seconds later. I'm so good at it. I deserve an award. Oops, my bad. In my plums. Goddamn.